Hello survivors and welcome to another Walking Dead Road to Survival video, and in this video we're going to be taking a first look at a new event that's going to be coming to RTS where we can get more Clementine shards. This time it's centered around raid tournaments and raiding. Like in previous event we've just got going on right now, it's centered around survival road tournaments and actually doing survival road. This one's called Starved for Help. It's named after another episode. They're not going in order. I think this is episode 2. And the other one was episode 3. So they're not going in order, but they are naming them after episodes. I like that quite a lot. We'll read through the information and see what we have to do and how long it lasts. Now, it's simply called Raid for Clementine Shards. The event times are as follows. It starts on the 25th of April 2022 at 4 PM Pacific time. And it ends on the 4th of May 2022 at 4 PM Pacific time. So it does last the 10 days. And in a 10-day period, from Monday to, I believe that would be Wednesday, we generally have at least 2 raid tournaments, but potentially 3, obviously, if they scheduled more in that time, like they have with the SR tournaments. And if we read through the overview, it says, during the Starved for Help event, players can work with their faction to progress the recurring help wanted missions by collecting Tomahawks. Tomahawks drop as rewards from raids during the Starved for Help event when raid tournaments are in progress. The Help Wanted missions will reward Kenny's caps, which can be exchanged in the grey market for Clementine shards. The Help Wanted missions will reset for each raid tournament during the event. Kenny's caps can also be acquired from rank rewards in raid tournaments throughout the Starved for Help event, as well as limited time offers in the shop and on the web portal. Survivors Club members can run a daily roadmap that will reward an additional 10 Kenny caps per day. It finishes by saying, please note, we have modified the schedule of raid tournaments to 24 hours during this event. We'll also be cutting the milestones to fit with the adjusted duration. Find all the raid tournament rewards and schedule below. Now first up, we'll look at the Help Wanted faction mission. And remember, as it says, it resets with each raid tournament. So every time a raid tournament comes, this will obviously be able to be re-achieved by your faction. And it is completing all missions, gets you 70 of the Kenny caps, and then there's, I believe, 10 missions here, each rewarding 10 of the caps each, so you can potentially get 170 Kenny caps per raid tournament as a faction, and you'll need to collect these Tomahawks, which drop from actually, doing raids. Now there is some information on how often the Tomahawks are going to drop, and it looks like they will drop 100% of the time, just varying amounts as you raid. So you have a 20% chance of getting 1, 20% chance of 2, 20% chance of 3, 20% chance of 4, and 20% chance of 5, which adds up to 100% chance of a drop. So you should always get the Tomahawks with every single raid, but it will only be during the raid tournaments. And the only time it will actually track them anyway is during raid tournaments, because those missions for your faction will only occur during raid tournaments. So that's a minimum. As a faction, you'll have to do 1,000 and I think 125 raids. But you're probably going to get more than 1 drop out of every single raid that you do. So obviously, this shouldn't be too crazy for an active faction. But it might be a bit hard if your faction is not super active. So you definitely have to at least make sure people are aware when those raid tournaments are starting. Now that is it for the Tomahawk information. You can't spend the Tomahawks you gain individually or as a faction anywhere. Once you've actually acquired them towards that mission, you're going to get those Kenny caps, and that is going to be the end of it. As you can see, though, from the schedule, there is going to be 3 raid tournaments. There's going to be a faction, then a solo, then a faction tournament, and they're all going to be 24 hours each. So it is worth noting you can get that 170 as a faction 3 times. So that does mean, 510 Kenny caps as a faction, as long as you complete all those faction missions. Pretty cool. If we look at the raid rewards for the actual faction tournaments as well, you can see 2 times this pops up. You can see that if you come first place as a faction, everybody in your faction gets 200 of the Kenny caps. If you come first place twice, that would be 400. And it goes all the way down to the last spots, which would be 26th to 50th place, which gets 60 Kenny caps. Then there's the milestones, and it goes up to a maximum of 4,000. It's like doing reverse milestones here, but 4,000 is the max milestone in the raid tournaments, and they give lead tokens, armory tokens, and trainers and goodies in the last spot, as you can see. Then we have the solo raid rewards, and these give slightly more, but there is only going to be one raid tournament that is going to be solo. If you come first in this, you get the 300 Kenny caps, and you're also getting the normal plat mods and stuff in the other positions. Goes down to 1000th place, which gets you 100 Kenny caps. So you get half of first place for becoming 126 to 1000th in the solo from the faction event, which isn't actually too bad. There is only one solo. I did like the skew of the rewards in the SR being more rewarding for SR faction tournaments. However, because there's only one solo raid, it isn't as big a deal. And overall, of course, you are going to get more of the actual caps from competing in all the faction tournaments versus all the solo tournaments. It goes over the milestones again, and it looks pretty similar to what we saw with the solo milestones for the raid tournament. It goes up to 4,000 max on the milestone, and you're getting those elite tokens, armory tokens, and the extras on the third slot. Now, there is a daily Survivors Club exclusive roadmap which you can run, and it is just a simple 5 stages, and it is going to get you 10 of Kenny's caps per day. So if you're a part of Survivors Club, you are going to be able to get an extra 100 of the Kenny caps throughout the duration of the event. Now, what can we get with those Kenny caps? I know you're asking. It's going to be Clementine shards as the main rewards. You can get 100 Clementine shards for 100 Kenny caps. If you are part of Survivors Club, that means that Survivors Club roadmap will just get you 100 Clementine shards effectively. If you are going to do all of the faction missions, which gets you 510, you'll be able to get 5 claims of this. And then it's down to your placements in the tournaments, basically on the extra stuff that you can actually get. If you have any leftovers, or you want to go for different rewards, you could go for gold mythic tokens. You can get up to 10,000 gold mythic tokens for 400 Kenny caps. Choice silver mythic tokens, up to 5 claims of that. Blow torches, 3 claims. Engine grease, 3 claims. Varnish, 3 claims. And 1,000 armory tokens, up to 20 claims. Obviously, the price of these things does vary, but the main reward is those Clementine shards. So overall, pretty nice when it comes to acquiring some more shards. If you didn't get all of the shards required to get like a full Clementine from the Survival Road tournaments, you could potentially make up the difference in this tournament, or you could obviously get a complete new Clementine claim if you did get a complete claim from the SR tournament event. So this is actually quite nice. It does allow progress, and effectively, if you're someone who is free to play, this could be, I believe, your 3rd claim if you've managed to get everything accessible to you. So I think that's pretty good. Whether we're going to have a chance to get more or not is going to be anyone's guess. But so far we have had an SR, themed event. Now a raid themed event. We could potentially have a level up theme event in the future. We'll have to wait and see, guys. We'll have to wait and see. But that's the end of this event preview. Starve for help. Only thing I say is it's kind of strange there's Tomahawks as the thing that you have to collect, because I'm pretty sure the Tomahawks are from Raulito, where, his double Tomahawks from his NWO Raulito. Doesn't have anything to do with the Telltale Season 1 so much, but, it is what it is. But that's the end of my video, guys. If you have any thoughts on this event, leave them in the comments down below. I want to thank you very much for tuning in, and as always, keep on surviving, guys. Keep on surviving.